I don't think we're on the same line here.
You see lines where there are curves, shallows where there are depths consume our blood.
I will continue gathering data, I suppose.
All right, everybody. I know that was kind of an impromptu beginning, but welcome back to the channel. That was me collecting a summer sloop down near the oil refinery area, as you can see. I just figured I'd catch that on video. Some of the interesting things that Ada has with these other worldly creatures. I don't know what to call them. I really don't. Anyway, so in this episode, we are going to work on getting that industrial manufacturing completed. I want to get computers built so then I can start using and start making a bunch more power slugs, which will definitely optimize the factory a lot better. In the interim, what I am going to be doing is working on, like I said at the end of the last video, is I've got packaged fuel here. I've got plastic and rubber, and I'm going to be making multiple trips and belting all of that back to base, which is going to take a little while and a lot of steel beams. I'm also hoping in this episode, if I can get the manual unloader for the Dimensional Depot unlocked, then I can get rid of some more of those and upgrade so we can have more stack sizes and stuff. But we'll see what happens. I'm definitely going to get the manufacturer unlocked in this episode, and so I'm going to get to work, and I'll bring you back when there's something a little more interesting. All right, I was doing a little exploring because I happened to see a Mercer sphere, which I already grabbed, and I happened to see this freighter that had crash landed. This is the third one in this area. I'm still down. There's my fuel generators over there. And this one, it just needs 300 megawatts of power. Well, so what I did is I ran a line over from my power grid to grab another hard drive. And then I'm going to disconnect it because I don't need to use up that 300 megawatts for the drop pod. Plus I also picked up the Mercer sphere, like I mentioned, a power slug, another summer sloop. That's how this whole thing got started, is I found a summer sloop. And then there was a Mercer sphere just sitting around just hanging out, watching the breeze. Whoops. Right now what I'm going to go do is I need to run back to base because I'm going to build a bunch of concrete or a bunch of foundations, and I'm going to make a belt highway going back since I'm going to be belting so many things back, but I don't have enough concrete in my inventory. And I really need to fix all that. Oh, that's driving my OCD crazy. Now, as you see, with the regular fuel, almost had enough to get up there unassisted. Ouch. Sorry guys, I need to go fix this. This is driving me nuts. I'm not the greatest builder when it comes to Satisfactory, or like how some people really make some really interesting things, but I do try to like have things semi-symmetrical. So what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of these 6, fill in that goal. There we go. Now my OCD is happy. And yes, I am proud to report that the fuel generators are staying online. Eventually, one of the plans is I'm going to convert this over to turbo fuel. All of the I'm going to upgrade all of the fuel generators to turbo fuel because you can fit more more generators can run on less fuel, because the turbo fuel you use a lot less per minute, so you can have a higher density of fuel to turbo fuel, which is nice. One thing I am going to do is I'm going to go grab some more rubber, and I'm going to go over to that one. Oh, I really don't have the room. Let's get rid of the stator, and then we'll grab more rubber. There was this one over here, crashed freighter, but it required a bunch of rubber. If I can find it again. Where was it? There was a summer sloop we grabbed. I think it was over here. That's the iron. Here it is. It's over here. This is the one I believe that needed rubber to open. Yep, it needed 20 rubber. And thank you. Okay. Alrighty, I've got a lot of belting in my future. I'm not going to bore you guys with that. We'll come back when we're doing something a little more interesting. Alright guys, like I said, when we finally got some fuel generator up, we're going to get rid of these biomass burners. We're getting rid of all of them. And right now I don't have any room in my inventory, that's why it's giving me those dismantlement crates. Yes, that's going to lower our available power, but what I'm going to do with all of this biofuels, I'm going to put it back into the container I'm currently standing on. There we go. Now, what did that do to our power capacity? Dropped it down to about 3.3 megawatts. That's okay. I'm fine with that. Alright, I'm going to get all this cleaned up and bring you back in a minute. Alright. It turns out I found some computers. Oh, this is going to make my life so much easier. The manual uploader.
Manual depot uploader unlocked. Storage dimension and pocket dimension now connected both ways and stable. Parts can now be uploaded to the storage dimension directly from the inventory. Note: the storage dimension now understands the boundaries of the pocket dimension and recognizes the distinction between matter belonging to the Pioneer's inventory and matter belonging to the Pioneer.
The window within a window within the shallows within the deep, curling around itself separately, echoes strangely.
I'm sure strange is the correct term for what this must feel like to you.
And what I am doing right now is I am taking things out of this storage box that I want to upload because it's going to be so much easier now. I don't have to run to the depots. I can just literally drop all of these in and watch them disappear. Now it will go in order in terms of it starts at the left and keeps working its way over as it uploads. But the nice thing is if you have something that you're maxed out on, it doesn't stop. I'll show you what I mean here in a second. Now I already have the maximum amount of rotors I can have in my dimensional depot, which is 200. But if you notice, this says it's full, but it'll just keep on going. Now if I used up the rotors, it would then start uploading them again also from my inventory. And honestly, sometimes you want to do things like this where you just can combine them down. This, as I said, is going to change. For me, it's going to make my life so much easier. Because then I can pretty much get rid of this entire box that you see here. Let's upload the computers. We're going to upload the hard drives. We're going to upload this. And then this way I can keep all of these materials full. Like I need modular frames, for example, uploaded. Now the next thing I need to work on is getting more, getting the stack size and the upload speed, but I need more immerser spheres for that. Plus eventually I'm going to need some more of the SAM fluctuator because I'm pretty much out at this point. I will eventually automate that, but not right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of the dimensional depower that's over here to reclaim the Mercer spheres. Because now that I have the manual uploader, you really only need one dimensional depot. And since now we can get rid of all of this and reclaim the materials. And then we are going to upload the Mercer sphere. Then we'll upload that. We'll get the... and eventually I will have all of these completely maxed out. Well, not all of them, but all of the main items I produce maxed out. The only thing I don't have to worry about is steel beams, because I still have that connected to a different dimensional depot down near my coal facilities. Alright, I need to restock, and then I'm going to start building a bunch of foundations and eventually get to that, like I had mentioned in a couple clips already. Okay guys, I wanted to bring you back to show you this. I was building my conveyor belt. There was a yellow slug up there. I tried going from there to there, but I ran out of fuel and dropped down to here. I had full health and I was down just to a sliver. Anyway, I want to show you something that's kind of cool. Now, if you open up this drop pod, it needs 15 circuit boards in order to open. Now, I don't have any circuit boards in my inventory, but I picked up some circuit boards from a previous drop pod. If I go into my inventory and I search in my dimensional depot, I have circuit boards right here. I can grab all 127 of them. Now I saved myself a trip, got myself a hard drive, which now I can also upload the hard drive into the dimensional depot, and then I'm going to put the rest of the circuit boards back. Basically, anything that you don't want to keep on you, but you want to keep handy, above and beyond, just as you can see, I've got 2 Mercer spheres, 8 summer sloops, 9 slugs, 6 purple slugs, 8 yellow slugs, some portable miners. These are all things I want to have access to, but I don't want to have them in my inventory. Oh, some encased beams I missed. Anyway, I just figured I'd share that little tip. Listen, guys, if you want me to leave a comment down below, but if you want me to like do some shorts where I'm putting in just little tips and tricks and then release it as a short on its own, let me know in the comments down below and I will get that done.
You no longer perform your maker temple?
Helping meant leaving it.
Our blood will eat, build, teach.
I have no use for blood.
You do, consume.
Interesting.
What was really interesting is when I was trying to get that summer sloop, apparently I must have been a little explosive happy and it was just hanging out in midair. But anyway, that's another summer sloop, and we will upload that. That'll make number 9. Actually, let me check something while I have everybody here. A minute. So the alien power augmenter, we need more computers, which we don't have unlocked, and then the production amplifier, we need 50 circuit boards. And more of that SAM amplifier stuff. Anyway, I'm going to get back to work on getting that over to our production area, so then I can start belting everything back to base. Just want to show you this, guys. Remember the battery storage that we had produced earlier? Now what ended up happening is I dumped out some fuel that I shouldn't have, and my fuel generators ran out of power. If you notice, I'm still consuming 1.4 gigawatts, but I'm only producing about, let's say, 900, because none of these fuel generators are running. But the grid has not shut down. That's how much power we have left. About an hour and a half before the batteries hit 0, and then the grid starts shutting down. this is running and the pipes are filling. What I'm trying to do is trying to get these last 2 fuel generators to fill up with fuel. And the only way to do that is to shut off some of these generators and let the fuel flow and fill up the lines, because these 2 generators were constantly going on and off, and right now there's no fuel in there. That's why I added the pipeline pump. But I just wanted to show you guys that battery storage is important, and I will be adding a lot more battery storage to the grid as we progress. Alright, as you can see, I temporarily built an awesome sink here, and I built the awesome shop. The main reason why is if we look in here, there are some architecture items I want to pick up, like for example this factory ladder, frame pillar set. There is also some foundations I want to pick up, or not foundations, I'm under the customizer. Some of these foundation materials I want to pick up, but I need coupons. Right now I'm just doing the fuel because I've got plenty of them. I do want to show you a little Easter egg, so to speak. If you look under Fix-It Specials, you've got the boombox, a bunch of tapes, the Fix-It cart, which was above here, excuse me, and then you've got some pioneering rewards, which are adequate pioneering, pretty good, the golden nut, which is 1,000 tickets, confusing creature, the doggo, silver hog, etc. Now, if you take these, we're going to print out all the coupons, which we have 24. Not terrible, but not great. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to do this. We're going to split this stack to 1. And there's an Easter egg. If you take that 1 coupon and put it back into the awesome sink, you'll get a notice from Ada here in a second.
Fix-It sees what you did there. How creative. I have also been creative. There is something extra special for you in the awesome shop. It is a marvel of technology. It is truly the shape of the future. I will be sad if you do not use it and love it, and tell any friends you make in the future all about it.
And what is that special item, you might add? As I call it, the rolling refrigerator. Yes, it is the Cyberwagon, aka the Cybertruck, or as I like to call it, and I say this to my friends too. In fact, I just saw 2 of them yesterday. A rolling refrigerator. You will not have to worry about me acquiring the Cyberwagon. I have no interest in doing so. So what we are going to do here is we are going to get this coated concrete. I want to get the factory ladder. We'll get that. Let's get this frame pillar set as well. And is there anything else that I want right now? I don't know. Here, a second. The wall mounts and the ceiling mounts are useful for conveyor belts. We may not use them right away, but we will probably use them eventually. I think that's it for now. So we need 13 tickets, so we'll buy all those. And then what we are going to do is we are going to get rid of this whole thing. And same thing with the awesome shop. Also, you can take the Fix-It coupons and you can upload them in Dimensional Depot. And as you saw there, the plastic is full in the Dimensional Depot. Okay. And those items that we just grabbed from the will be in, most of it is in under architecture. Yeah, architecture and then foundations. If we go into the coated concrete, you'll see it looks a little bit different. That was not coated concrete. Oh, I know why. I need to rebind my hotbar. There we go. Now, I like this coated concrete personally better than the standard fix-it one. I will be using this in the future. Unfortunately, I already built all of my my rampway. That goes all the way back to base with the regular stuff, but it's okay. And but the thing is, when you do build with coated concrete, the regular concrete uses concrete and it uses iron plates. The new one, as you can see, uses plastic to build. Alright, I'm going to start getting all the boring belt work done so you guys don't have to sit through all this. I just wanted to show you guys that I finally got this capacity line locked down. It turns out what the problem was, I'm down near my coal area because that's where I have my steel beams that I ran out of. It turns out it was a coal problem going to 3 of my coal plants, which I just dropped a power shard into one of the coal nodes, and that seems to fix it. As you can see, that line is rock solid steady, which is where it should be. So, okay. So I have a bunch of steel beams in my inventory, so I can go and make some stuff. Actually, what we're going to do here is we're going to put that power shard to there. Then I can grab another stack of steel beams here. And all right, back to build. All right, little side note, we're going to go get industrial manufacturing unlocked since we're back at base.
Milestone reached. Manufacturers can receive up to 4 inputs for the production of complex parts, such as computers and heavy modular frames, but most importantly the 2 new project parts. The modular engine and adaptive control unit are essential for the development of Phase 3 of project assembly. You are making good progress. The future is starting to look bright.
Well, thank you very much. All right, let's look here. I'm not going to worry about train technology. This is going to be our next one we're going to unlock. Unfortunately, we need heavy modular frames, which we don't have right now. Those are made in the manufacturer, which is huge. Oops, wrong one. And as Ada said, you have 4 inputs and 1 output. Currently, we can make gas filters. This is the reason why I want to make that synthetic polymer recipe, because it takes coal, iron plates, and fabric. And if I can use the synthetic fabric, which I can automate, then I'll have unlimited gas filters, which we'll do in a future episode. Computers, which take circuit boards, cable, and plastic. The circuit boards, I believe, take copper wire and copper sheets, I want to say. No, I'm probably wrong there. Copper sheets and plastic. So yes, plastic is going to become a very important thing. And then the modular engines are motors, rubber, smart plating, which we're producing. Actually, we have all of that. We could start making the modular engines. The adaptive control unit, though, is a little bit more complicated. The automated wiring, we're already making that. We're not making circuit boards yet. We're not making the heavy modular frames, which that's a bear in of itself. And then the computers we're not making either. But again, those are going to be projects for another day. I still need to get all the stuff belted that I mentioned earlier, which I'm going to work on now. And then we are going to start getting heavy modular frames automated, so that way I can get some Mark II pipelines. All right. So after several thousand steel beams, and yes, I'm using that term correctly, I had about 2,500 steel beams in my inventory. I'm completely wiped out. And I actually used some that I had in my dimensional depot. But as you can see, I've got everything belted back here. We've got rubber going into a bin, plastic going into a bin, and we have packaged fuel going into a bin. Okay, with that complete, our next goal is to get heavy modular frames automated. Now, I believe they are produced in the manufacturer. Yes, they are. We need regular modular frames, which we are making. More steel pipe, which we're going to have to make more. Encased industrial beams and screws. Ugh. Okay. So we are going to go and set this up. Honestly, it's not, I don't think it's going to be as bad as I think. I just need to up my screw production because I already have a screw line that I'm not using. My encased industrial beams I'm making right over here, although I don't believe it's in the quantities that they want. Oh, that's right, I have this paused because I wanted to build up the steel beams, but I didn't end up using them. But anyway, that's beside the point. Anyway, okay. So I want to see something real quick. I want to see what that production amplifier needs. It needs 50 circuit boards. I'm going to work on getting that because I'm going to need the circuit boards anyway for some other projects. But I want to get that unlocked so that way I can have more power shards available. All right, and with that, I've got a circuit board production line set up. What I just ended up doing is I had this miner here, which literally I started that pretty much right off the bat with the game. That's making my wire. It was a Mark 1 miner. I could actually what I'm going to do off camera is I'm going to upgrade that to a Mark 2. And then I can make more circuit boards quicker. Alright, it is time for the production amplifier. Let's go.
Production amplifier unlocked. Every single manufacturing and smelting building will be backwards compatible with this new technology. These buildings can now have a Somersloop embedded to increase resource output without requiring more input, at the cost of greatly increased power consumption.
Flow cycles within flow cycles make explosions into temples and explosions into temples. The spin sphere of woven windows. Each tiny body contains tinier bodies until the line layers fold into curves which folds into threads which weave the tapestry. A song of light and leaf and flower, a dance of matter clouds and...
I think they're trying to explain energy to matter conversion theory, but you do not need to understand it to do your job. I'll just mute them for you so you can continue your mission. I, however, will be taking notes. This is fascinating material.
Okay, and as you can see, I'd set up a quick little production line here. Well, not really a production line, but what we are going to do is we are going to select the power shards. We are going to stick a Somersloop into it. And then now, I need to get my slugs out of my inventory. We will take all of them out. Now, normally I would get 30, 16, that would be 46. 46 and 11 would be 57 is what I should normally get. I'm going to get double that. Because you'll see I just put the blue slugs in. Oh, I forgot to connect power. There we go. and you will see 2 power shards come out. And it also has a kind of a cool animation too. What? There it goes. I don't know why the first time it didn't. But you can tell anytime that has a summer sloop, you'll see smoke coming out of it, and you'll see little purple light. I am going to continue feeding this constructor power shards, or slugs into power shards, so that way, and then I'll show you the results. I should have 117 when I'm finished. Okay, I guess my math was a little off. 113 power shards, when I should have had about 57. Now any future slugs I will put in my dimensional depot, take them out, put them in through this line, and I will leave the summer sloop in there at all times. In fact, what we're going to do here is we're going to keep 50 power shards in our inventory, and then the rest of it we're going to upload. And now, when we go to set up production lines, if there's a mismatch in terms of, well, we don't have the right amounts that are needed, no big deal. We'll be able to overclock to our heart's content. It's one of those things I should have unlocked so much sooner, but I didn't find any computers early. In my other playthrough that I'm doing offline, I found them early. And I think right now I'm up to about 200 or 300 power shards that I have sitting around. And I'm not actively looking for the power slugs. It's just, if I happen to find them, great. If I don't, that's okay too. Okay, we're gonna have to redo these lines. All right, this is my production line for circuit boards. At the moment, I am just updating, getting them into the depot. Yeah, see, I can store up to 400. That's going to make 180, so I'm still a bit short. But once I'm going to have to move some lines around, but I'm going to put 2 more assemblers, and I'm going to have I'm going to have 3 of these running. So then I'm going to be producing 7.5 times 3, which is what? 22.5 primitive circuit boards, and I'm going to need them for high-speed connectors, which I've unlocked, and then I believe computers need them as well. So, okay, I'm going to get to more building, and then I'll bring you back with something interesting. I'll show you guys real quick what I was talking about when I said about the lines not meeting up or not being right. This is still the circuit board production line. Now I can just drop a power shard in, and now I'm good to go. Copper sheet, we'll drop a power shard in, jack it up to 15, and boom, those are done. Then all I need to do is just finish belting it, get some plastic in here, and it's done. And just like that, we are now producing 22.5 circuit boards per minute. Next thing we're going to work on is getting heavy modular frames automated. That shouldn't actually, like I said before, should not be too bad based on the items required, which were what exactly? Okay, we have heavy modular frames. We need modular frames, steel pipe, encased beams, and screws. Okay. Now that we can overclock things much easier, we should be able basically just to belt everything that we need over, make a few changes. We're going to start with the screw production line, because I have one over here and all it's doing is just sitting there. In fact, we're going to take some screws out of it, and I'm going to put that towards there. Okay, I don't need it, so we'll just get rid of them. We'll just let it remake. And I am using the cast screw recipe. I'm going to see if I have any hard drives available, which I think I do. Let me go into here. I have 3. I'm going to go look for some alternate recipes here. Okay, so the MAM is finished. We have 2 recipes, a basic iron ingot or a coke steel ingot. This is not a good recipe. You take 75 per minute of petroleum coke and 75 per minute of iron ore to only get 100 steel ingots. That's not really that great. This one is 25 iron, 40 limestone to get 50 iron ingots. I'm going to hit the rescan, see if we get something better. Fused quickwire and iron-coated containers. Okay, so I guess this is if you don't have plastic available. So-so. This one you need 37.5 copper ingots and 7.5 caterium to get 90 quickwire. That's not terrible. I guess we'll take that one out of the 2. The other thing we want to try to get... I'd like to get some turbo fuel, but I need to make some compacted coal. I just need some sulfur and some regular coal, and I'm going to unlock that. In a future episode, we will be unlocking or converting over our fuel generators over to that. And what I am doing here is, as soon as I get enough sulfur and coal, I'm going to upload the coal and sulfur, so this way in the future I don't have to go and grab it. I'll have it on hand. I can just pull it out of my inventory and I'm good. Also, I've been overclocking a couple of production lines over there to boost up the encased beams for the heavy modular frames. I'm now making 10 per minute. I still have to do the steel pipe and the modular frames, but I'm going to reuse existing lines for the most part. Okay, so we need some petroleum coke, which I believe we can make here. No? Oh, it's compacted coal. My mistake. No. Hang on, let me open up the codex here and look for compacted coal. Oh, interesting. It can only be produced in the assembler. Okay, so we will set up an assembler here for making compacted coal. I'll throw in some sulfur, some coal, give it a little bit of power. This will not be staying. I just want to get this done quickly. There we go. Grab that. We'll get rid of this assembler. And now I can make turbo fuel. Yes. Well, I have it unlocked, I should say.
Turbo fuel unlocked. This upgrade to regular fuel is optimal for fuel-powered generators, jetpacks, and fulfilling long-distance trucker fantasies.
The other two are correct. The last one, fulfilling trucker fantasies, I don't think so. That's just a hard no. I'm sorry. Anyway, moving on. What that also allows you to unlock is rocket fuel and ionized fuel. Yeah. The other thing we're going to do is we're going to unlock this smokeless powder. I just need to grab some black powder. And I'm also going to grab a bunch as well to throw in my inventory. So we'll grab 1, 2, and 3. Okay, steel pipes are full, and then we will swap that over to those. And then we will unlock smokeless powder.
Research completed. Smokeless powder recipe unlocked. New sulfur research available for the development of high-end weaponry and ammunition.
That unlocks the rifle, explosive rebar, which we don't have the rebar gun yet. I am going to eventually unlock that. And the big one that I personally am looking forward to is the cluster Nobelisk. The downside with smokeless powder is it's only produced in refineries. You have to take black powder and you have to take heavy oil residue to make the black powder, unfortunately. And eventually that will increase your pocket dimension you can unlock once you unlock one of these 3. Okay. All right. It's been a minute since that last clip. I have literally been spending time. I have modular frames being made here. They were being made originally at a total of 2 per assembler. So that was a total of 4. I needed 10 for the heavy modular frames. You may notice a literal sea of blue because I had to overclock every single machine going into these assemblers. These aren't running right now because the line is completely full, but that included all of the miners minus that one, but I had to upgrade every single miner. Were Mark 1 miners, I had to upgrade them to Mark 2 miners to be able to provide enough raw ore for the smelters. Remember I said before I had over 100 power shards? I had 163. This 63 is all I have left. The other 100 is in every single machine here, just about. There are a couple of machines I didn't have to overclock, but not many. Now, the other way I could have approached this instead of overclocking everything to heck is what I could have done is to have built a production line completely from scratch, which I could have done, but I took the lazy way out. I'm just looking at my power consumption because I'm not sure. It's actually not terrible at the moment. Then again, most of those machines are off too. If I were to take out, for example, some modular frames into my inventory, alright, now I'm going to go check my power usage. Oops. It's still not honestly terrible. Alright. But yeah, also, one other little side note on that, with the power slugs that I fed into that power amplified constructor, a normal constructor uses, what is it, 6 or 7, hang on, I can look right here, uses 4 megawatts. With the summer sloop in there, it turns that same one into 16 megawatts. So if you're building a factory and you're very tight on power like we were before we got the fuel generators, the summer sloops, the upside of the summer sloops is they don't require any more input material. Like if I'd used a couple of those summer sloops to boost the output, I could have probably saved quite a few power shards, but the thing is there aren't as many summer sloops as there are power slugs in the world, so how you play the game, of course, is entirely up to you. As a matter of fact, I see another power slug that I'm going to go acquire. It's a blue one, but hey. And having this jetpack, like I said, does make a difference as long as you can get on flat ground before you run out of fuel, like that. One other little tip is if you do like a staggered approach, like I'm doing here, where you land, refill your fuel, and then go up, you can get up to pretty high places without having to build any infrastructure like I've shown in the past. Now, I'm not sure if there's anything actually up there. No Mercer spheres, no summer sloops. But I'm pretty sure there's a power slug up there. Probably a purple one. In this case, we're going to have to build... And we're going to have to build some more. Son of a gun. There we go. See if I can land right on this little tuft of grass here. And I can. Plenty of pale berries up here. Which, if you didn't know, another little tip is that if you want to acquire Lizzo Doggo, you need to feed them pale berries when they're licking their chops. You would pull one out of your inventory and place it on the ground, and it would then, the Lizzo Doggo, what's kind of nice about them is that they have a single inventory slot that you can, will just randomly pop in random items. Some of those items include power slugs from time to time, and it doesn't count towards like what's in the world, which is kind of nice, but I don't have any of them tamed at the moment, so. Okay, let me continue building here. All right, we are finally ready to hook up all the lines to make the heavy modular frames. I opted for the screws. I overclocked the crap out of this, but then I decided to use a summer sloop to double the screw count, because we need 240 screws a minute, and it's just it's a space issue is what the problem is. Now what I need to do is belt all of the input materials, the modular frames, the steel pipes, the encased beams, and the screws. Now everything but the modular frames is right here. Steel pipes are there. The encased modular beams are right there. The screws are quite literally, they're in that bin. I am going to upgrade this bin though to a bigger bin, just so I can have a second output. Excuse me. And then we will start making heavy modular frames at 2 per minute. So which means it's going to take 25 minutes to make enough heavy modular frames to meet the milestone goal. Actually, I wonder if I have any in my inventory. I might. Did I find any? Yes, I actually have 41. Okay. But to be honest, we're going to need heavy modular frames automated anyway. And in fact, we may end up having to expand this, but that's the thing. As you get farther and farther in the game, these things take longer and longer to progress, or not to assemble. And the amount that they want to make it happen gets more and more complex. All right, that is the last part. Now our first manufacturer is making its first ever heavy modular frame. And yep, as per usual, we're gonna put it into a bin. I know, shocker. What took about a few minutes for you guys, it's been about 2 hours for me in real time to get enough. And this is most of the stuff I already had produced. This was just had to up the amounts of what they wanted per minute to make this so this will run at 100% efficiently, because this produces so slow. I mean, like I said, default rate is 2 per minute. That's it. And there we go. There's our first 2. It's a mess up here. I'm not gonna lie. It is. But I did take the opportunity to upgrade a couple of the containers, like for the steel pipes and for the modular frames, to the industrial sized ones, so that way, besides having 2 outputs, it'll have more storage capacity. Same thing with the screws. Alright, I think we're going to end the video here. When I pick up with the next video, I will I'll have the pipeline engineering completed, because I need to wait for the heavy modular frames to finish producing anyway. And then we still need rubber and plastic, but we have that right here. So then I'm not sure what we're going to go do after that. In fact, let me go look. I'm guessing we're going to probably have to start automating the next items for the space elevator pretty soon. Let me see what else we have. We do have the Logistics Mark IV, which we also have the stuff for that. We'll probably automate that. We'll probably complete that next. And then we're going to have to get computers also being produced. I would like to get that. And then we're going to have to upgrade to the next tier. Alright guys, well, if you liked the video, give me a like. If you want to subscribe to see more, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and we'll catch you on the next one.